Hey guys, a great test here. We have the Sony Xperia 1 versus the Galaxy S10 Plus. So getting right to it. Now I've gotten more requests for this video than for any video in the past. And for very good reason, both these are excellent phones. So both are definitely amongst my favorites. Now in terms of boot up, advantage for the Sony. And now the Samsung's up. Alright guys, next you have the specs. The Sony has a 4K display, and it also has a movie aspect ratio. Now on the front, the Sony has one camera, while the Samsung has two. And on the back, both phones have three cameras. Now the Samsung has a larger option for storage, but both phones do support microSD. The Samsung also has a larger battery. And the Samsung has twice as much RAM. Both phones are water resistant. Now at the bottom, both phones are Type-C. And the Samsung has a headphone jack. And on the back, we have glass for ceramic. Alright guys, let's get to it. Alright guys, get into it. Reddit, Sony, Netflix, Thai, Spotify, Samsung, YouTube, Sony, eBay, and pretty close there, iFunny, Sony. So for the basic apps, we have a narrow advantage for the Sony. And next we have gaming. Alright, so first game we have PUBG. Now PUBG should be the Sony by a few milliseconds, just based on the practice test. Yep, advantage for the Sony. Tempo run. And this is gonna be extremely close, looks like a tie. So next in the new game we have got the Mario. And I would definitely recommend downloading it. So that the Mario looks like advantage for the Samsung. Yep, advantage for the Samsung. Asphalt. Samsung. And the big one here, Fortnite. So for Fortnite, advantage for the Sony. Alright guys, so next we have Geekbench. And we'll run this in a few. Time that for Chrome. And it's going to put the web history. Alright guys, so first website. IGN.com. and it looks like a slight advantage for Sony. imdb.com. Maybe the Sony by about a millisecond. Samsung.com. All these are extremely close, guys. It's pretty tough to tell. Sony.com. And advantage for the Sony. So overall, a slight advantage for the Sony. And as for what I found, I think the Sony is the fastest for any phone at web browsing. Cloudy, no copyright, audio library. So now for the speakers. Now both phones have dual speakers. So first you have the Sony. And Samsung. Back to Sony. And my side mirror. So I do prefer the Samsung, and has a better base. So next will be a battery. And what is the temper run for 2 hours? Alright, so 2 hours later. So 3% advantage for the Samsung. Next you have the fingerprints. So for the Sony it's right there. And for the Samsung it's underneath the display. So overall, some mixed results here. I will say, guys, they are a little inconsistent, but yeah, some mixed results. Alright guys, so next you have RAM. And back to beginning here of Reddit. Excellent. Now keep in mind the Samsung has twice as much RAM. So really the main thing is whether phones can hold the apps, hold them open. And yeah, I mean, so far, no restarts. And yeah, I mean, both are pretty quick. Sony's actually a tiny bit faster, it looks like. Now, for the bigger games, I think the Samsung will be a bit faster, but again, guys, there should be no refreshes. Just based on the practice tests I've done. So Dr. Mario is always going to do this, but you guys see a bit faster for the Samsung. So I wouldn't say it's a refresh, but just if you exit, then it does restart like that, or rather refresh like it. Fortnite. So yeah, I mean, a tiny bit better there for the Samsung, but in general, guys, I mean, really not a difference for it. So next is on Geekbench. Okay, so narrow vantage here for the Sony. But in terms of multitasking, both are pretty close. Next, we have the camera speed. So, advantage here for the Sony. And by the way, check out our unboxing for Sony's first Android, right there in the top right. And look at the selfie cameras. And stabilization. And look at the selfie cameras. And stabilization. And here's a look at the rear cameras. And the stabilization. And look at the maximum zoom. Alright guys, let me know in the comments below which phone won. So I think the results are pretty close, and really comes down to stuff like form factor, the UI, the price point. But yeah, both are excellent, and you can't go wrong either way. So thanks for watching, subscribe for more. And I'll see you next video.